Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Today I wanted to talk about the Ezreal update, which we just got revealed today, right? Finally have shown us how the Prodigal Explorer is going to look in the future. Now, we still don't have full details on his kit. However, we do know that the entirety of his kit is staying the same besides the W, which, if the video is anything to go by, it looks like it is still a pass-through skill shot that can only hit champions. If it does hit a champion, it marks them for a few seconds, and Ezreal's next ability hit will proc the mark and deal bonus damage as sort of a way for Ezreal to call his shot, so to speak, landing the much slower skill shot and then being able to land the mystic shot afterwards. So I think that'll give Ezreal a lot better of a way to get some damage down, especially in trades. If he can land the skill shot, he'll be able to do a truly tremendous amount of burst damage right off the bat. So good news for AP Ezreal players is that that's probably a significant buff. I would guess it has some sort of AP scaling on it as well. It could possibly affect jungle monsters as well if Riot really want to push jungle Ezreal. So we'll have to see if that can affect jungle monsters. At the very least, we do know it affects champions. So a very good update, I think, because before W didn't really do that much for him. I believe Ezreal's passive is still kept the same as well, so will be a slightly better way for him to proc Rising Spell Force, though he does have to still be hitting enemy units as opposed to kind of shooting a W at your support every now and again. So should be quite interesting to see how that plays out. I don't think it'll have a huge impact on how Ezreal plays, but it means that well-played Ezreals will be significantly better off than they were before. Now, obviously, that is the only change we do have in the Ezreal update. Riot are a big fan of his kit, and I'm glad that they're not going to be changing too much about him. It doesn't look like there will be any other significant changes in his kit, as everything else looks like it's mostly staying the same. So very nice to see that. I am a big fan of his new appearance. I think it's a very good updated model that keeps everything we kind of knew and loved about Ezreal without changing it too much. So I really do appreciate that. The biggest thing for me is that the model at the moment looks very large, and we had an issue with this for Jhin when he first came out, where, especially in High Noon Jhin, he ended up looking very, very big for actually no reason. So I do expect to see that model shrunk down over time, because right now Ezreal is actually towering over Jhin and over the Rek'Sai in the video. So I would expect that to change at some point. I really don't think that's going to stick around. But that's the one point of feedback I guess I would have. I think everything else about the Ezreal update looks really good. I think, obviously, they didn't change that much, but the appearance is good. The new W, I think, looks good, and I'm just excited to be able to play him. The other thing is that all of these skin updates as well, obviously, we know they come through, but I'm really hoping that Pulsefire Ezreal has been touched up more so than his other skins. Obviously, he got new models for most of them, possibly new particle effects for some of them. But I'm really hoping that Pulsefire, which is supposed to be the de facto Ezreal skin, but which has looked pretty bad of late, I'm hoping that ends up looking pretty good. Voiceover-wise, it sounds like they re-recorded Ezreal's voice with potentially a new actor. He didn't sound very similar to the old one, unless he just decided to change the voice he's using for Ezreal. So we'll have to see exactly what Riot decided to do with that. It sounds a little different to me, but obviously we just have a couple of voice lines to go on, just the ones in the trailer. So will be interesting to see exactly how that turns out. In terms of backstory, not much really changed on Ezreal so far. It's still pretty much all the same. We have a little bit more details about the gauntlet he got, and less details about the fact that there might potentially be Ezreal's parents still living, potentially with one of the other gauntlets. That is not going to be a thing that's happening, so we will have to see if that's going to continue to be a thing or if we get any more information about Ezreal. For the moment, though, I'm very happy with where things have landed. I think this is kind of potentially the biggest win VGU Riot have done off the bat. Obviously, I don't know how the new W is going to affect his balance, but I think the biggest thing for me is that it doesn't fundamentally change the character in any way, shape, or form. Even his voice lines still sound very similar to what they were before. So I think it's one of the things where it's very, very similar to Ezreal previously. All it did is basically refine him, update him, bring him into the into Season 8, so to speak, and also give him a W that actually does something. It's been not really an ability for a very long time, so glad to see that that is finally getting changed. Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video today to talk about that, because I think that's really interesting to see how Riot have done that. That's going to be the next update out, and then we should have the Feather Champion coming out, or the Colors Champion coming out after Ezreal. I would expect that to be a month from now, so probably in sometime in late October. So we will have to see if that prediction comes true, but either way, I think it'll be really exciting to see where Ezreal ends up after his rework hits live, or hits PvE, and then when it hits live. So anyways, that's going to be it for me today, guys. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think of the new Ezreal down in the comments section below. Would love to hear your thoughts, especially if it's not about gameplay. If you guys have any particular impressions on his new skins, his new appearance, anything along those those lines, let me know as well. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days as well. And if you're looking for more Grab the Lantern content, you can check out my blog, link down in the description. I upload an article just about each and every single day for your enjoyment. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later.